My agent called me up and he said, I know you don't go up for musicals, but there is a musical called Got to Go Disco. And it's based on Studio 54. In fact, this guy, at the club that would let you in was a guy named Mark. So Mark was one of the producers on this musical about 54 called Got to Go Disco. They said, all you gotta do is sing a disco song. So I said, all right. I was probably about 18 or something like that. I never got the sheet music. I didn't realize that you had to have sheet music. Went into the audition and it was in a key not even close to it, because I was singing an octave up from Alicia Bridges, right? But the sheet music was like in a completely different. And I started off, the guy started playing like, please don't talk. And I was like way, way, way out of my range. And sitting there.
Sounded pretty good, actually.
What? So far, so good. Sitting there was Mark, and he was like, and I stopped it. I stopped the audition, and I walked out. That was it.
I got that part.
You did. And it ran for.
I'm pretty sure it made my career.
It was your key.
First of all, first and foremost.
Oh, that's pretty good. Other stories?
How about any movie auditions? Dennis, I'm sure you have a couple.
Mine was a musical audition as well. It was always the worst because it was the Pirates of Penzance. It just really was completely outside of my wheelhouse. And there was dancing that went along with it and a sword in my head. It was very awkward. And I was told basically that was pretty abysmal afterwards. So. That was the worst.
I got a call to play Sylvester Stallone's brother in a movie, and the audition was in like an hour, and I was like, but they need you to dye your hair black. And I said, okay, good. And I was at my sister's house. I didn't even have an apartment. I was living at my sister's apartment, and I didn't have any money. I went into her drawer. I got the laundry quarters. I got all the quarters. I went to the drugstore and I got some hair dye. Shit that you put in your hair with like the little gloves, and you put like the bonnet on your head. I remember as I was leaving the house, there was a bunch of guys digging a trench in the street, and I went to the drugstore and I got this black, like Clairol hair dye, and went back, put it in my hair, and it's like it's like tar, and then I go to turn the water on, and the thing kind of goes gah, 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 and I realized that the guys digging in the trench in the road had shut the water off to the building. And I was like, holy shit, I gotta.
Oh my God.
So I went into the refrigerator, and I'm thinking I could stick my head in the toilet. I'm not that desperate. God. And I went and there was like a couple of bottles of water, like club soda. And I took off all my clothes and I put the water, poured out the like half-liter bottle and now this shit is all over me. And I'm like, and it's also about 111 degrees in Manhattan. Literally, this shit is dripping down. I'm like dripping down the side. I look like an anemic vampire. And I went and I did this audition, and this casting director had come around the desk, and she was fully into the scene and playing the scene, and I'm, wiping the hair dye off my face. I'm on my knees going, no, Charlie, no, and and I had a complete out-of-body experience thinking, what the fuck are you doing? I saw myself on my knees wiping the hair dye off my face with this casting director yelling at me. And I thought, clearly I didn't get the part. The movie never got made. I was probably the reason the movie never got made. The audition was so bad.
My worst moment, still, Juliet Taylor, one of the great casting directors in New York. Now I'd heard you should lie on your resume. And Sandy Meisner, who was one of the great acting teachers, he was terrific, put him down there, That's just, Sandy Meisner, And so she's looking through the resume, and she goes, you've done this, you've done that? Yeah. I see you've studied with Sandy Meisner. I said, yeah, she was great. And Juliet looked at me, and then just kept right on going. And then later told me, yeah, it was great. She asked me about Sandy Meisner and how great she was. He's a man. What he does? I'm going, fuck me. Oh my God. I have yet to talk to her about it.
Did she ever cast you in anything after that?
She did. She did. She forgave me far. I mean, I haven't forgiven myself yet.